coming, acting like you hard, they'll leave your mouth wide. Walk with me, and on the east, there's no peace. It's one in the head and in the bed in the streets. Walk with me, and don't attempt to try the west side. They'll kill you just to show you that they the best side. Walk with me, this is the city where the vultures be. So put your left foot in front of your right foot and walk with me.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Thanks for coming back and chit-chatting with Gizzo. Today I have a very special guest. To many, a Chi-Town legend, been putting in work since back in the day, part of Seawall Mob, has dropped a classic Chicago anthem, just basically all around Chicago. Most of you might have tuned in when he dropped a special song called Walk With Me. So put your left foot in front of your right foot and walk with me to the city of Chi, where the vultures be.
Have you heard of the city crime?
Sociologists be telling me the city dying, with all the murder and gang banging and drug dealing. Every 30 hours they find another body with some slugs in them. And ain't no blood in it. It's the ill state, nigga, and ain't no love in it.
We gon' start with the south side, where GDs and BDs and Blackstones don't coincide. So let me be your tour guide. So when you in a certain area, you'll know what that hood ride.
Yes.
That's about.
And you already know who we talking about. I'd like to introduce you to D.A. Smart. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Gizzo.
Thanks for coming and chit-chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. 1,000%.
You already know it's all about Chicago. Now, I like to start off all the episodes with something that's a lot of people have their favorite artists. They like the songs, they know what's going on, but there's some information they might not know about you. Now, I want to know when you started making music and what were your influences to start making music?
Man, to start making music. I always was a fan of music, far back as I can remember. I always was a fan of music. Temptations, Michael Jackson, blues, B.B. King. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I never thought about doing music until I met a brother by the name of MC Rock.
Okay.
Rest in peace. My brother passed away. Much love to him. He is my first influence because me and him met back when we used to pop lock.
Okay, back in the day.
Back in the day, early 80s.
The essence.
Talk about that.
Okay.
But that's why I met him, pop locking, battling. You know, I was the coldest pop locker. Couldn't nobody fuck with me.
Okay,
you
battling everywhere.
Until they kill me, so I'm slaying up. You know what I'm talking about? So I met him, battling him. It was one of the biggest battles because it was in Robert Taylor, Vulture City, 49th and State.
What up?
He was in 5041. You know what I'm talking about? His whole building backed him. My whole building backed me. We actually came to his building because his people had the sound system. You understand? So we came to his building where he was at, and I battled him on his turf.
Okay. And what happened at the end of the showdown?
Of course, I won.
Okay,
That's
shout out,
my
you already
brother,
know.
MC Rock, but we became friends.
Okay.
He and I. The best of friends. Young. I was probably 11 or 12. Probably going on 12. I was young. I was popping, man.
That's what's up.
I used to have a group called the Chi-Town Breakers. Steven Sanders, 1205 from the Vulture City, used to be with me. His brother, Junior, used to be the leader of that. But anywho, we became friends. And one day, because we was friends and we was building from each other, we used to hang out. And one day, he went into the hallway with his friend named Johnny. And he started beatboxing.
Okay.
Johnny started rapping. I know you asked me about my influence. I'm a little long-winded,
but that's part of see you talk influence and then that feeling comes back, so that's all natural. That's good that you took that route. So
and the reason I'm taking this route is because, you know, I don't like to teach from the branch, from the tree of knowledge. I like to get it from the root. You know what I'm talking about? So yes. I'm giving you my whole essence right now, Gizzo. And what I'm saying is, when he started rapping with Johnny in the hallway, this is my first time. You know, I heard rap music, but I wasn't thinking about being a rapper.
Okay.
I was like, that's dope. But when I saw a man that pop locked, that I beat in pop locking, rapping, doing something different, then it became interesting to me. I said, damn, if he could do that,
I could do that.
thank you. So as they was beatboxing and rapping, and when Johnny finished, I just started rapping off the top of my dome, just saying what I was feeling, what I was seeing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And making it rhyme. So MC Rock is my main influence. Rest in peace, MC Rock. That's my main
Rest in
influence.
peace, MC Rock.
Thank you. He was my influence. Then when he turned me on to WHBK, then I learned about all these other rappers. That's when I first heard LL Cool J. He was an influence of mine because he was the idol of MC Rock. So LL Cool J, and then I started listening to other rappers like Tila Rock, Just Ice, BDP, KRS-One, Chuck D. And when I listened to them and what they talked about, it represented what I wanted to.
That was what you were feeling, and they were talking about things that was influencing your life at the moment.
They was talking about things that was a part of my life. You know what I'm talking about?
Hip hop changed a lot of people's life. I talk to a lot of people, and that's one of the key instruments in turning somebody's life around is hip hop. So I'm glad to see that you are also part of that, and hip hop helped influence you and lay the path for what you've done.
Right. So because of those influences, I became who I became.
Okay.
D.A. Smart.
That's what's up.
The Black Terror.
Terror.
Why am I D.A. Smart? The Black Terror. D.A. Devastating abolisher. Smart, smashing, mostly around rough territories. That means anywhere on the universe is rough territories.
Yes.
Alright? Because America is the police of the whole world.
But if you can survive in Chicago, you can survive in a lot of places. That's what I heard.
Well, I don't know about that statement because I've survived in Chicago. I'm still one of the coldest MCs in Chicago today.
And the proof is in the pudding. But thanks for giving us your influences. That's dope to see who started you on your path. Now, we started off the interview with a couple bars from a song called Walk With Me,
Right.
Produced by the legendary Traxster. Came out in 1997. To me and to a lot of people, it's a Chicago anthem. So let's talk about that. And in regards to that song, what I wanted to ask you was, now when you dropped that song, did you catch any static as far as, how you mentioned a lot of nations and different gangs and locations? Did you catch any static after dropping that song because of that?
It's a trip how I get to hear the rumors about me and what happened to me in my life after doing that song. A lot of people say that D.A. made that song and he was murdered because of it, or he got life in prison after doing that song because he had to kill somebody. It's a lot of rumors going around that I'm dead. Sometimes I see people and they be like, damn, I thought you was dead.
Yeah, lots of rumors, lots of speculation that people just, it's up in the air, and that's the question that's out there. We took a poll and a lot of people wanted to know that, so,
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I'm not dead. I'm alive. But I think the rumors started because after I made the song, I got in legal trouble. I started going to jail. I started having problems with the law. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't promote the song. So because I couldn't promote the song and it was a hood favor, I believe people just implemented their own idea of what probably could have happened to this dude. That's why we don't see him.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But they don't know the facts, and that's okay. Long it's a legend. You know, I heard when people's talking about you, whether it's negative or positive, it's a positive for you.
It's a win-win for you.
It's a win-win for you because they're talking about you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Your name stays up
exactly.
there.
Now, when they stop talking about you,
you are no longer relevant.
That's what I'm talking about. So, I didn't feel any type of way about it. I felt great about it. You still talking about me. So, your question
so
was,
did you catch any static as far
did
as...
I catch any static?
Yeah.
So, actually, I caught nothing but love.
Okay, it was all love.
I never caught static from making Walk With Me. When I went to any hood or any place that I've been and I tell them who I am or they recognize me, they would have nothing but love. I don't care where I've been in Chicago. That's what's
so. That's been an interesting road. You've told me about your influences. You've told me about the way, you know, your view on how music has affected the streets and all of that. And, you know, now, how do you felt your music affected the streets? Do you think that your music would actually make somebody do something bad or make somebody do something good? How do you feel about that?
You know what? Energy is negative or positive. It's energy. It's pure. All right? No matter what song you listen to, you can listen to the Star Spangled Banner. If that charges you up and give you energy to be inspired to do something, whether it's negative or positive, that's what you would do.
Yes.
So all I'm saying is, I believe Walk With Me, the song, inspire people. And whatever they're doing at the time that they either heard that song, they revert back to that memory, or whatever they're doing at the time, and it might charge them up. It might make them run a light or a speed because they listening to their favorite. They might break the law. You understand what I'm saying? But it might inspire them to write a rhyme colder than Walk With Me. You understand? That's representing Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? So it could be negative or positive. I don't, you know, I can't say what that'll be, but I hope it'll be a positive effect. And it inspired people to do something positive.
That's awesome. Now
that was the intention.
Now, as far as positive and inspiration, we were watching a video before we did the interview, me and Larry, and we came across something that you did with two members of the Temptations back in the day. One of them was with Eddie Kendricks. One of them was Eddie Kendricks, and the other one was Dennis Edwards. Now, I just want to talk about how was the experience working with such a legendary, you know, members of a legendary group back in a time when just everything was love. I seen the video, you was dancing a little bit, it was hip hop incorporated, they were singing. I mean, it was a mix of just what was happening. How was that?
Man, let me tell you something, man. That's one of the fond memories that I have as an artist. On the real.
That's dope.
To work with Eddie Kendricks and Dennis Edwards, former members of the Temptations. And what's crazy about it is they was the coolest dudes you could meet.
Nice.
They was real. They talked to me. I asked questions, of course, because, you know, I grew up listening to the Temptations. My mother loved the Temptations. She played them all the time. So when I had the opportunity to do a song with them and to meet them in person, it was like, damn.
Yes. You must have felt like, damn, we made it.
I made it. I can't believe I'm in front of Eddie Kendricks. Keep on trucking, baby. You know, I was tripping. Like, damn.
Yes.
This is a real legend. In this music game.
Shout out to the real legends in the music game.
I'm talking about a universal legend. You could go to Africa and motherfuckers know about the Temptations. You feel me? You could go to Zimbabwe. You could go to Beijing. I don't give a damn. London, France.
They're gonna know.
Okay, so I was working with him.
Okay.
Not to even mention Dennis Edwards.
Yes.
The backup tenor that they got after David Ruffin defected.
I hear that.
But Dennis Edwards did a great job and made a name for himself. And I was working with these brothers.
I wanted to go on to the next question that some of the viewers wanted to know. I heard through the grapevine that you were in a group with R. Kelly.
Never. I was never in a group with R. Kelly. That was my man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, we met at Dwayne Armstrong crib in London Town because Dwayne Armstrong had a studio. Eric Payton came through and brought R. Kelly through.
You weren't in the group with R. Kelly, but also along with that, somebody told me that you could sing. I wanted to ask you, is that true? And if so, can you sing a couple notes for us?
Wow. No, I'm not going to sing a couple notes.
Not today.
Not today. But, you know, far back as I can remember, I always wanted to sing. You know, I always looked up to people like Michael Jackson, Prince, and emulated Michael Jackson and all of those type of things. I always wanted to sing. So it never been a time far back as I can remember that I didn't want to sing. But to be honest, I do try to sing. And I'm not the best at singing, but I try. I can emulate R. Kelly good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's my man's. I can emulate him good. So I made a alter ego that I have called Rape Deli. I like Nate Dogg because I figured Nate Dogg represent hip hop and he was a singer.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. On the real, I think he was the coldest hip hop rap singer ever.
Yes.
Okay, Nate Dogg. Period. So I'm gonna honor him. So in honor of him and R. Kelly is the coldest R&B singer, I made an alter ego called Rape Deli.
Okay.
Nate Dogg and R. Kelly mixed.
Okay.
Rape Deli. Alright. He got an album out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's called Main Ingredients.
Where can the viewers pick the album up at?
You can't pick it up.
Oh,
But
when
you
you
can
see
go
him
listen.
asking for it, he might just.
But you could
you
go
never
listen.
know.
SoundClick/Rape Deli. Go check them out. You know, that's my alter ego. I tried. It's not the greatest, but it's some good ideas that I put together. It's not perfect. I don't hit all the notes properly because I don't have total control of my voice, but I am really trying to sing.
Okay.
On the real.
So check that out.
But I'm going to keep practicing. And when I get it right, I swear I'm going to hook you up with some cold songs from Rape Deli.
You'll check it out. But you could go right now on SoundCloud and check it out.
SoundCloud/Rape Deli. Check out what I got right now. It ain't the best, but it's some good shit. You'll like it.
But I'll tell you this, DA. The main reason that I believe that I'm here and that I heard about you and I was able to connect was because something called Terror Records.
Wow.
Terror Records. I know you are the CEO of Terror Records.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to talk about, I want to know the artists that you have right now in Terror Records, you know, just a brief history of it and what can we expect in the near future from Terror Records.
Wow. First, thank you, Gizzo. Terror Records is a company that I made really in 2001.
Okay.
You know, I got the DBA, the idea, Terror Records, because before Terror Records was born, I was trying to get a deal. I was offered deals by 3 major record labels that offered me a deal with conditions. I can't be in creative control of my music, and you know, a couple of things in the contract that I didn't agree with. Like, you can't have life insurance on me. I would like whatever I make to benefit my children if I die, because I'm going to die. And you know, they didn't allow things like that in the contract. And it was a lot of things that I disagreed with. Certain percentages, publishing rights.
It's got to make sense, and if it doesn't make sense.
So I didn't agree with them. Thank God to my brother, trainer, mentor, Jeffrey Watts, taught me how to read contracts. I didn't really need a lawyer. I read them myself, and I disputed lawyers with major companies myself on my own. No lawyer was representing me. I was representing myself, and still baffled lawyers that did this for a profession. As a young 19-year-old that knew how to read, that's all. And we would go line for line, and I would strike things, and they would ask me why, and I would explain to them why. And they didn't understand how I had this ability to stand up for myself and my rights. And, you know, of course, because they wanted what they wanted and there really was no other negotiation, you know, I had to decline no matter how much money that they offered. No matter if they offered 1.5, 400,000, 300,000, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
What mattered was in black and white. And since we couldn't come to that type of agreement, we didn't have no agreement. And plus, I don't believe in master-slave relationships.
Yeah, it's no good, and I'm gonna assume that that was the beginning of Terror Records. That situation is what shot you into
that. That was the inspiration for me to go and do it for myself. Though I already had the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I still was trying to go the way of the world. But finally, I decided to just do for myself. Stand up, figure out how to legally make this legal and work as a business in the record or music business on my own without any help from any major companies.
And you talking about that is knowledge. Is you gotta understand that's knowledge. It's gotta make sense for you. Don't go out and sign some contract and get fucked over. And situations like that is what'll catapult you into being an entrepreneur and hip hop entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely the steps to follow and just pay attention. You know, Chit Chatting with Gizzo brings you that every single episode.
So that's when Terror Records, the idea was born back then in 2001. I was doing it by myself. Okay, I didn't get a lot of success because I couldn't do everything. Right? I needed aid and assistance. I started in Indiana with a group, Benny Bad News, Who's Your Boys, Tide Trigger, Karma, Halo. You know, we was doing our thing in Indiana. You know what I'm talking about? Gutter. But I was so busy doing other things off the map of music that I couldn't concentrate on the business of music because I was trying to survive. So that didn't amount to much in Indiana. So I took a chance and forget about it. I'm finna move back to the shop and get it in. My cousin, Miss Lady.
Shout out to Miss Lady. I see you. We see you out there grinding.
You know, because I was gonna come back to the shop and do it myself. You know, and get with people as they come along and want to do it with me. And just so happened, she was inspired to have a meeting with me and Tracy. And you know, we talked about the future of Terror Records, and we talked about what we should do from here and from now on for Terror Records, for the benefit of Terror Records, and for the advancement of Terror Records. And it was definitely music to my ear. And so, you know, we all came together, had a meeting, strategized. That's why Tracy is my COO, Lady is my director of A&R. She don't want to be that. She want to be director of marketing director, but it's okay. She got a post that she got to hold, and she holding it down like a G.
And those are the words of a real boss, because nobody does it by themselves. Everybody that's successful has a team behind them, and
That's right.
to acknowledge those team members is you know, that goes to show, you know, the caliber of DA Smart.
Word up.
You know, something that I noticed that we have that we've shared in common is we've been at certain places. I represent Shyrock Nation Chapter 4.
Word up.
And before the interview, I told you that that's a big part of me, and it might have been a big part of your life too. So I just wanted to talk about briefly your experience with Shyrock Nation.
Word,
Rest in peace to Uncle Heck,
Rest in peace.
one of the greats.
Big Heck. I believe that I was on the ground floor of the creation of the Shyrock Nation. When Spike, Scope, JVC,
Shout out to JB.
Chili T at the time. Started the Shyrock Nation. I was at the first meeting at Chili T's crib in the 90s. I wanted to belong to something. I didn't know what to belong to. I was a hip hopper, and then Robert Taylor, nobody else was doing it, so I didn't know who to connect with. And when I found them at HPK, after Rock told me about HPK, and we used to go to HPK and put our music on the radio station, we met a lot of MCs, you know, and I met a lot of Shyrock, the few Shyrock members that were beginning. IC, which is one of them. Rest in peace. You know, the Shyrock Nation. We used to just hang out. We used to just kick it together. We used to just go to the Terror Dome, take pictures, hang out, drink, smoke, rap.
It was all love.
It was just represent hip hop. We the people that know about it. It was like a secret society. Didn't nobody know about it but us. And we used to share it with each other. And we was Shyrock. We was Chicago. Creative kids represent.
Respect our creative kids.
Respect our creative kids, right? It's been a while now. But we were that. I remember when Scope came up with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like Speedy D, all of us, Spike, all of us, we did that. Chili T later, I ain't see him no more, but I saw them call IC and all of them. So Shyrock is who I am.
Yes.
Alright? I am Shyrock. I'm the original member of Shyrock. I started this shit.
Hey, y'all better listen. Y'all better listen and take notes.
Yo,
You can't get this. You can't get this anywhere. That's some old school Shyrock Nation knowledge.
with the
Throw
members
at us.
that I mentioned.
Yes.
With them. They had the idea. I got aboard with them in the beginning. Me and MC Rock. Kiddo went down because I had a crew called DFC before I was DA Smart. DA Smart, Kiddo, and MC Rock.
Nice.
The Dynamic Force crew. Yammers!
Well, thanks for that knowledge, because that's something that you just can't get anywhere else, and I respect that a lot. If you
Right.
tune into Terror Records, you'll be able to see all of that, Miss Lady, Luke Kane, and just everything that's involving with Terror Records. But I can't leave out something special that I was recently a guest at. Control the Mic. We got to talk about Control the Mic. Control the Mic is I wanted to talk about that because like a lot of Chicagoans that put on a platform, you got to respect that, and Control the Mic is a platform. Tell them about Control the Mic a little bit.
Control the Mic is an event that Terror Records throw. We all put this together to throw an event for rappers, singers. I don't care if you dance, play an instrument, it doesn't matter.
Battlers.
You can come and showcase what you do at the open mic at Control the Mic every last Saturday of the month at 2020 East 83rd at this new Celebrity Lounge. You feel
Check
me?
that out. Come through. It's a super nice spot. Drink specials, hip hop. There's battles. There's performances. You get, there's shout outs. You could meet DA there. So it's an awesome event. Salute to you putting on that platform for real.
Man, salute to you, man. I appreciate you coming out. And let me tell y'all this, man. One of the greatest things that ever happened to me on the real was when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asked me to go on tour with him for the Millions More movement. Alright? This is an icon that if and when he passed, because he have to one day, is going to be so forgotten and probably the most written about on the real.
When I was putting out, we do a small survey to some of the fans that tune into the show regularly. There was a influx of groups coming from Chicago back in the late 90s, Psychodrama, Snipers, DA Smart, Twister. There was just a whole array. But the question is, how come, with such a spotlight and everything that was going on in Chicago, how come at that time those artists didn't reach the Kanye West status?
Wow.
What was it that they weren't allowing us to do in Chicago that was happening in other places?
Man, I'm baffled by that question as well. You know, and I heard a lot of things throughout the years as the reason why. Because, you know, the Midwest is a consumer state. You can't create stars. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is where we get our money from. So, I don't know. I mean, if you got a dope spot where the cluckers come, you don't want to put dope dealers there. I don't know if that made sense. But anyway,
It did make sense.
you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know, man. But Chicago got the best that there is to offer. I know this.
Yes.
Because I saw groups come and go and then get on their thing because of I don't know what.
And that's why that question is so important, because everybody feels the same way. Like, the talent is like out of this world, man. Just with the groups, music.
I just know my reason. It was a no sellout contract. That's it. That's my reason.
Okay.
That's my purpose that I didn't get on. I wasn't willing to be in a slave-master relationship.
And that's understandable.
That's it. That's mine. Now, a lot of people got a couple, you know, Kanye. Twista got a little buzz. I really don't feel like he got his due.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I feel like he the coldest nigga that ever did that shit. His name is Twista.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm talking
Shout
about?
out to Twista. Opened
Shout
up
out
for
to
Twista last year, man. Cool dude, man. We opened
Word
up
up.
at Palatine's Dirty Nutties with Mike One. Me and
Word
Mike
up.
One.
That's the coldest nigga that do that shit.
That's
man.
what's
Ain't
up.
nobody fucking with him. I don't give a fuck about no busting around. He can't fuck with Twista. And when you do the Twista style, Twista change the style.
Mm-hmm.
Make it more difficult for you to fuck with. And I saw the nigga do it. The nigga is cold. He raw. He the shit. Can't nobody fuck with him on that.
Yes. Now, you know, there's one thing that I like to end all the episodes with, and we, at this point, we can assume that the kids are smart enough. We don't have to tell them stay in school. Besides staying in school, what information can you give to any of the youngins that's out there that's listening to you, and just what can you give them to help them progress?
Besides staying in school, all I want you to do is learn how to survive for you, yourself, your family, and then extended ones, man. That's where you gotta start, man. Do for self. Don't think about going to get a job, but start thinking about creating a job. You know what I'm talking about? Because this economy is going down and we gotta come up on our own. People in our community get money taking it out of the community, so we gotta devise a plan to make something that our people want to buy over $400 billion a year come through the hands of the black man. So, get that money, man. Don't let the Arabs take that money, the Chinese, Koreans, or whoever else in our community usurping us of our goods and taking them elsewhere to live prosperous off of. We can pool our resources and do for self. And that's all it's about on the real, man. That means support your real people, like Terror Records.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Support real grassroots individuals that's out here that are not willing to sell you out for no amount of money. Somebody that's real, somebody that's really in the streets. You see me with my Legends of Chicago hip-hop shirt on,
And you know,
man.
we're with a legend of Chicago, so you rightfully got that shirt on. It's been an honor to sit here and talk with you.
Likewise.
Thanks for all the knowledge that you dropped. Thanks for coming and chit-chatting with Gizzo.
This has been another epic Gizzo interview.
Thank you, bro.
My man.
Salute.
Cool.